Good evening and welcome to Rock Truth. I am your host, Tamoise, and we thank you for joining us as we rock truth or absolutely nothing at all. We live in a society today where truth, even before our very eyes, is consistently questioned, criticized, and altered to fit a person's ideology of God's original intent for the kingdom and for mankind. We believe that the Bible, our kingdom constitution, is inspired, infallible, inerrant, and the final authority for all. Rock truth is founded on He who is the original point of reference for all things to come through eternity. Rock Truth Radio is a cross cultural response to the economic climate and social crisis of today. Rock Truth is designed to serve the physical need of fallen man while serving the spiritual need he didn't know he had that impacts, affects, and infects generationally. Rock Truth seeks to inspire, enlighten, and highlight upcoming and established local kings and queens of character while promoting Black consciousness and awareness of who we are and to whom we belong. All right, y'all. Rock Truth. Where y'all at? Where y'all at? Where y'all at? We in this thing.
Hello, ladies. How y'all doing?
Hey.
Good. I don't know why, but I felt like that was supposed to be longer.
No,
I don't know why. I felt like I said more last time.
So we coming back off Thanksgiving. How was Thanksgiving for y'all?
You know what? I actually have to give a shout out to our friend Jared because I owe Jared a few plates of food because I told him that I was going to come through this weekend with the food, but it's just been a lot going on. But Thanksgiving was great. I just wish I could have delivered and did more, honestly.
I gotta give a shout out to Hey Cheryl.
Hey Cheryl did that. The food was amazing. Macaroni dressing, everything. It was bomb. And shout out to Nikenta Kendrick, my mom. She did that cabbage on life.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
What about you?
Was it different? Was it different for y'all? You know, I ate everything. So we had everything. We had smoked turkey. We had macaroni, two different
You don't
types.
eat chitlins, right?
No. Oh no. Chitlins cannot be cooked in my home because they smell too bad. I don't do those. Don't even bring them over because I can't do it.
Disgusting.
Was it different for y'all? Did any of y'all have to a lot of people had to minimize the amount of people that could come over? You know, did y'all break the rules or did y'all follow the rules like they told y'all to and minimize the amount of people who were supposed to be there for Thanksgiving?
How many people was supposed to be at Thanksgiving?
I mean,
they just said limited to your immediate family. You know, don't have a lot of people coming over just because of the virus.
It was pretty immediate then. I mean, I feel like it's always immediate though, so we didn't really. It was cool.
A lot of the older people didn't want to come out, and my aunt didn't want to come. She was old. She's older, so she didn't really want to come out just because she'd been quarantining in the house, and too many people brings too many other things. So some people really didn't like it. You know, they had to kind of be away from the elder people in their family. So just wondering if y'all followed the rules or not.
Yeah, I guess we did.
Say we followed the rules.
Y'all followed the rules.
We were obedient.
Y'all look like y'all followed the rules.
We were obedient. We were.
Well, let's bring in our guest and we'll ask him about how his Thanksgiving went, and then we'll get ready to jump into the interview. So we're bringing on Jeremiah King. Hey, Jeremiah.
What's happening? How y'all doing?
Hi, Jeremiah. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So really quick, Jeremiah King is the president and CEO of B.L.A.C.K. I'll let him explain that acronym when we start really digging in and having that conversation. He's also on the Gary Redevelopment Commission as well. So I'm so glad that you decided to take some time to talk with us and just rock some truth with the youth here. We were talking about Thanksgiving. How was your Thanksgiving?
I actually don't celebrate Thanksgiving.
Really?
However, that I still indulge kind of sort of. I picked up some plates, but yeah, I don't celebrate Thanksgiving.
What? Why? If you don't mind me asking.
Why? No, I don't mind. So for me, it's going back to the root of what you actually celebrating. And when like the Pilgrims interacted with Indians, it was always, or ultimately they ended up like killing them, raping them, and all that. So I want to say it's like kind of disrespectful maybe to me to celebrate like the death of like Native Americans and things like that with what we know already. So I get like Christopher Columbus vibes on Thanksgiving. You know how Christopher Columbus was just a terrible person. So
Yeah, I kind of
Christopher
do
Columbus
too.
vibes on Thanksgiving. So I don't celebrate Thanksgiving. I don't celebrate Christmas either. So
Oh, I never
Yeah.
knew that.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I will ask you the first question. Um, my first question is just tell us about you and your organization and how you decided to start the organization that is B.L.A.C.K.
For sure. So B.L.A.C.K is an acronym for Building Leaders, Advancing Community Knowledge. Um, so our mission is to equip underserved communities with the necessary tools to be civically engaged, practice healthy, and economically sufficient, self-sufficient practices. So um, I started it in became official in 2017, and I got my tax exempt status. But it started from me recognizing that there were some gaps in the way that my generation received information. There were holes in the activity that we had as far as civic engagement goes, and there was a lack of knowledge overall. So um, I started my own nonprofit to be able to address those things for myself, so I can say at least I tried, or I feel like it was my duty to do, kind of create an organization that fulfilled those needs as a Black man anyway.
Okay. Um, so what type of programs do you do within the B.L.A.C.K organization?
So some of the things we do, one of the first events that I ever had was a book bag giveaway for the kids. That was like an immediate thing that I wanted to address. So we've done one every year since 16. Actually, the first one was in 16, and then we just didn't do one this year because of COVID. Another thing that we do, when we had any type of election going on, any local representation or representation that's going to affect our area specifically, I reach out to them to try to sit down with them with the intention to kind of get them to campaign in my age group and introduce them to my age group, because otherwise we probably wouldn't know who they were. We'd just start seeing signs pop up. So I wanted to get them an opportunity to campaign and engage with my age group and demographic, who otherwise, unless they're interested in that type of stuff, wouldn't be interested or even know who they were. And something that I just started doing last month, I started writing a newsletter, because I think it's important to start to control your own narrative. What motivated me to do that was the way that other news outlets covered the city. They kind of covered it like it's a soap opera. So I wanted to create my own media outlet, whereas I kind of give a diverse information, diverse items for people to read, not only to keep them intrigued, but to keep them informed. So my first article I wrote about the referendum. We got Coats Inc. does an educational piece for the seniors. And I try to use it as a tool to kind of empower my friends too. Like I have a homie that's a sous chef. He's now the chef for the Indianapolis Colts, Chef Beasley. He sends me recipes. I have like a advice column, column about stocks, financial literacy, and amongst other things. So those are just some of the things that we do like right now, and we're working to develop like more concrete programming as it relates to those things as well.
Okay. And I see it's in the comments there.
Yep. Alan Gaines, you're doing more than trying, bro.
Oh, for sure. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Shout out to Alan.
Shout out to Coach Gaines, man. He kind of motivated a lot of this as well. A lot of the stuff that I do is like came from him challenging my thinking. Like a lot of the stuff that I do now, like people thought was hard or impossible, or I get a lot of applause for when it was as simple as acting. So shout out to Coach Gaines.
So I do have a question specifically around what you said about the political piece when you were going around for people who were trying to get votes at one point in time. What made you push that as a piece and a part of your program? What kind of made you come up with your various pillars and really the goal of your mission? What really drove that?
Understanding that some of my peers needed to have a full understanding of their obligation as citizens, and then making sure we understand how to hold the people accountable for the issues that we identify. So what I mean by that is we won't go to the mayor talking about the school board. So being able to understand actual roles and how things work, I wanted to educate them on that. But I also wanted to hold, hold the politicians, if you will, accountable to actually engage with us. So I'm a millennial, so especially in like Gary, it's hard to engulf yourself in an proper understanding of politics, if you will. So what I mean by that is being able to understand who to go for what, or where to go for what. Understanding the roles of each position or elected position. I wanted to do that, as well as the signs that you just see popping up. I wanted to put a face to those for my peers, and I wanted you to be able to hear what they're about. And that kind of motivated me to start reaching out to them and things like that. So,
was it easy to do, or was it hard or difficult to kind of get those contacts or get them to be willing to sit down and have those conversations?
You'll be surprised. A lot of people didn't want to talk to me at first. So I started reaching out to people, and at first, when I first started doing it, I wasn't going live with it. I was just meeting these people and taking notes based on what they said. Everything was between us, and I just shared what they wanted me to share. Whereas this year with the congressional race, I did it live so everybody could see it. We took questions and things like that. So it was difficult at first to initiate it. Like it seemed far-fetched, like I said, because you don't normally hear from these people, or they don't normally want to talk to you and stuff like that. So it was difficult at first, but once you connect with one person, you connect with a million people. And that's why I learned in college networking is so important. So I kind of try to network to be able to have easy access to these people, or some amount of access to these people. So it's becoming easier as I go. I'll say that.
Okay,
You first.
I'm sorry. So, like, if you didn't have like the type of what is it? The support that you had, do you think that you would have just given up, or you would have kept pushing yourself?
No, because I kind of starting out, I didn't have any support for the most part, or very limited support. Even now, it's very limited support. It's not like I'm like the most popular person in the world, or I know a million people and things like that. So what motivates me is I feel like it's my obligation to my people. You feel me? So that's my motivation. It's not really the support, because like you say, even as a teacher, as an educator, you know, if you reach one person, you kind of, that's great. If you reach two, that's even better. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it. So that's my motivation. It's not really support. Although I appreciate all the support that I get and would appreciate a lot more. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's my motivating factor.
And what's your age group? Because I heard you say like age group a lot. Like what bracket are you in?
So I'm a millennial. So I believe it's from like 80, 88, 87 to like 95 or 94. So I'm 26.
Okay.
So that's in that range. So, but specifically, I'm referencing like 20-year-olds, not like the 30-year millennials. You know what I'm saying? Because we think differently only because of the times that we were raised. It's not that much different, but it's a little different.
It is a little different. I agree.
So yeah, so I'm 26 though, so that's the age group I'm talking about.
And with your newsletter, because you said you have like a newsletter And you have, so is this just for this area or is it like a whole Indiana type thing?
Eventually, I would want it to turn into a region thing, or however big it gets. But right now, it's just local.
Uh-huh.
So for example, I talked about the referendum. Some parts of it can be universal, like the part that Miss Tony does with the Coats Inc.
Yeah.
It's about the last article was about a checklist for seniors, things that they should have done at this point. And like in this article that comes out tomorrow, it's the do's and don'ts for a senior. So like what you should do, what you shouldn't do. The financial piece is universal. The only piece that's really not universal is my piece for the most part, actually, because I reference political issues within the area, but it can be universal in the sense that you actually learn with different terminology and different things as it relates to politics. But I guess it can be universal, but it's specifically targeted locally.
Yeah.
I was going to ask what the difference is. What's the difference between, in your eyes, or I know some of you said it's completely different. What do you think is the difference on political views or just the things that you have and that you're working on within your organization that's different for, I would say their bracket, our youthers on the call right now, and you and then me because I'm a little older than you. So what do you think those differences are?
I just think you guys' understanding or the levels of understanding is different. So there's a much larger amount of your generation that understands why something is important, how things work, because of how things were presented to you guys during your time. Whereas for us, we didn't necessarily have that that same information presented to us in that manner. So we have a kind of like a different idea on how we see things. And a quick example of that is how the way that Gary has transformed over the years. So you guys got to see a piece of when downtown hit something, the village popping and things like that. For us, we didn't see that. So we kind of have a different idea of how we view Gary. So that's just a small example. And then you translate that to like how we see politics or other things. I think that's just the difference, the tiers of understanding for the generations.
Yeah.
Because I didn't see none of that. Just to clear, like I didn't. I see the
I mean, I think
skeletons.
I might have got like a little glimpse or something. I'm not even gonna say like I didn't see the village or we can't say that we ain't really seen it. Like it just
It's
recently
a big
just
difference,
like
though.
it
It's,
is a big difference. It's a big difference, but I mean, like, we can't say that we ain't been in there and walked in, seen stores come and go type. Like,
See
because
what?
we have. And what used to be in there? Like, foot
a
action
lot.
type.
A
Yes, like
lot
when we
used to
used
be
to, yes, when people used to get their J's. Like, I remember that. But,
It used to be, I mean, the village was a place that you actually went to like you went to the mall. Like it was a
yeah,
store
The mall.
in every area, and I would agree that we did. And even when I was that age, I still felt like it wasn't enough. But when I
yeah,
see it now, I'm like, we had way more than y'all had because of the fact that y'all are able to see it now. Things look a lot more abandoned. You go down Broadway, it's not anywhere of what it used to be with stores and things like that. Like it's totally different
it is.
in
Yeah,
just in general.
yeah. So
So
I
I
see.
definitely agree with
Yeah,
that.
I see the skeleton of what you guys experience now, and I think the way that the city operated at that time, information, because there was a lack of technology. When somebody got information, everybody got the information for the most part, if that makes sense. So like everybody was privy to Channel 4 and the council meetings, or they probably just didn't care. They knew, they just probably didn't care. Whereas to now, we don't really have a good grasp on what those things even what they're talking about or something like that. So yeah.
Do you guys have questions for Mr. King here? Any other questions for him?
I thought we was going to open up the
Not
line.
more questions, but our phone
Yeah,
line.
we're opening up our phone line.
Okay.
You can reach us at 747.
I was waiting on everybody to be done talking. Y'all
What?
can call.
What's the number?
747-24 true.
Oh my goodness. What?
I do want to know, Jeremiah, can you tell me what do you think the political issues are for youth today? Like, what are some things that they probably need to be focusing on today?
Um, just educating yourself on how things work, even at the basic level, because then everything will start to make more sense to you, and you'll learn how to hold people accountable at the elected level, and then you holding yourself accountable by fulfilling your obligation as a citizen. Um, so specific issues that I see right now that I would want to investigate, or even the one that I'm talking about tomorrow in the newsletter. I'm talking about the budget, the city's budget. It's a lot of, I mean, you can read my opinion on it tomorrow, but the city's budget and the manipulation of media to sway the people's thinking so much so that it's causing division amongst like throughout factions in the city. So and it's noticeable. So that's something I'm going to talk about tomorrow. And then just the lack of education related to the way things work for people. Like, so at the very basic level, understanding that the school board has representatives, understand that you have a council representative in your district, understanding that what the mayor's duties are, and being able to understand how to get what you want in your neighborhood. What do you want your neighborhood to look like, and how do you contribute to that being something that can come into fruition through civic engagement. So getting a basic understanding of those things can lead to so many other things related to bettering your community.
So I have another question. How do you view Gary, and do you see potential in it?
How do I view Gary, and do I see potential in it?
In the city, like, do you see it growing? You know how we've been around for a while. People are like, Gary's coming back. Gary's coming back. How do you feel about that?
So it's funny. Before I wrote this article that I decided to write about the council, I was gonna open up by saying, when I hear people say like Gary's coming back, it remind me of like Bears fans. They always think they won in the Super Bowl. They always one piece away. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Or even like LeBron James fans, like people think his team's about to get every All-Star every year, and they go win the championship, everything like that. So when people say the city coming back, man, we just need this. I want to see it happen, of course, but I need to see the plan. I need to know how it's going to come back, what that looks like. And for me, of course, I see the potential in the city, even being on the redevelopment commission, but it's just frustrating being here and not knowing what the intentions are as a citizen, and even on redevelopment. Like, I don't know what the plan is. Like, I don't know what Mayor Prince has in store. I don't know what he wants to develop. But I can tell you the frustrating part is that they build in Dollar Generals everywhere. That's a frustrating thing. I can tell you that it's the difficulty in retrieving information related to anything in the city is extremely difficult. Those are things that need to be addressed. I can tell you that a lot of things go forgotten based on the narrative that's being presented, and I hope that we wake up from that. So to answer the question directly, I do think that there's potential in the city, but those are my feelings on where we are right now. So I challenge the people to educate themselves so that we can start holding people accountable, because they kind of, I feel like, and this is just my feeling, I don't got no beef with nobody or nothing like that, but I just feel like I just feel like I'm disappointed. I'll say that. I'm extremely disappointed.
I hear y'all saying, y'all want to elaborate on your comments?
I mean, it's just the part where he said like disappointing. I don't got no beef towards nobody, but I am disappointed with it, like people that can actually do something within Gary but decide not to. Even if you ain't in Gary, you can do something to help somewhere, anywhere, but it's like nobody wants to do anything. Like nobody likes supporting people. You don't really find people supporting or like that. Supporting your own family and stuff like that. You don't get much. So yeah.
So
Were you gonna say something?
yeah, I was just gonna say in terms of support, I found how key it is to be good at marketing. Now I suck at marketing stuff. So
Man.
you gotta really get on like studying what audiences you're trying to reach, how they like to be talked to, what they react to,
Yeah.
and what you want them to do to support. So those are just some things that I think about when trying to garner support from people, and I'm starting to get better at it, I guess. Yeah, that's something to consider.
I also agree with that. I think that we are oftentimes in the city of Gary, I would say, in isolation. I feel like there's a lot of organizations and there's a lot of schools doing a lot of things, but they're all doing their own separate thing. So we need to find more ways that we can collaborate. Like I say, I like the idea that you came up with the black print. And you asked a bunch of people to add to that, so there's finance people there's education, there's a chef, like you're able to provide that collaboration. And that's one small piece, but I feel like if people weren't so in isolation, that bringing more collaboration together would be good, as well as I feel a lot of the schools are kind of doing their own thing and kind of in competition when it needs to all kind of come together and do more things together to create more camaraderie amongst the school districts, things like that. I've always said that, they do the big college signing day in the spring, and they highlight their own schools. And I used to say, why don't we do something big at the Genesis Center or something like that, where we can bring the city together to congratulate all the schools as opposed to one. So I definitely think that there's more that can be done within the city if
For
we
sure.
do more collaboration specifically.
For sure. And I think you know how I feel about certain schools. So that's another frustrating piece of it. I'm extremely glad that the referendum passed and we can start equipping students with what they need as far as like West Side and other public schools. But that's another frustrating piece, having to compete with people who are running schools that we know don't care about our kids. They exploit our children, and even us, that's parents. Not me, I don't have any kids, but parents as well as the student, they exploit them every chance they get. So, and if you know, you know. But that's another frustrating
Yes.
part about it.
Okay, so we have another question from Mr. Allen Gaines for you, Mr. King. He says, in what ways can youth get involved now to be prepared to take hold of Gary's future?
So with me, you guys can go to. Wait, before I say that, so something that's been coming up a lot was me doing like some type of mentoring. Um, so as far as getting directly involved and wanting to build from there, I've been thinking about maybe in February implementing a mentoring program that is directly related to the principles that I've identified already. Because it's actually been coming up a lot. But to be more, if you want to volunteer or you just want to reach out or talk in some capacity, you can go to blackorg219.org. That's the website. You can reach out through me through there. We can build and address whatever needs you think need to be addressed, because it's really that simple. So yeah, that's. Also, speaking of youth, there's the deadline for the youth council. I think it's December. That's another way to get engaged. I don't want to mess up the deadline, but make sure if you are youth, you know some youth, or you want to be engaged directly. I forgot let me see what the deadline is actually, so I can be
Youth council. So this is
youth
like
council. Yeah, youth council. So the deadline for that, the application deadline is the 7th. I believe you can probably reach out to the Common Council chambers, which is in City Hall. So that's another way to get directly engaged.
Yeah, and I'll make sure I post that because I'm actually working with Councilwoman Atkins on that youth council to do some work and some curriculum building with that. I just can't think of the date off the top of my head, but I will send that out and share it. And that is definitely a way that you can get involved, especially politically, to be able to know what you can do and how you can collaborate and learn a little bit more.
Yeah, I think it's the 7th. I think it's the 7th. You can, and then another thing, you can start by tuning into the council meeting on Tuesday. Get hip to what's going on, and then the questions that you have, investigate them and find the answers to them. And that's how I think getting involved. That's how it starts. Because the only thing I did was address the issues that I saw. People didn't know, like in the newsletter, for example, I'm trying to get rich. Let's talk about money. When I was a senior, I didn't even know anything about FAFSA. I thought the whole FAFSA paid for my college, and that was how ignorant I was to the process. So check out the education section. Mental health is important. I forgot to mention that there's a therapist that writes a column monthly. If you're one of those nosy people, we got Act Shirley, you know what I'm saying, to fulfill that bug for you. I don't know how to cook, so these recipes that Chef Beezy sends or my homie James, those are great. Like I'll cook them eventually whenever I feel inspired. And then if you're just one of those people that like to argue, we got unpopular opinion. It's an opinion that people are scared to say or won't say or whatever. So I tried to fulfill those things that I wanted to be educated on in this newsletter.
So, which one of your aunties can't cook that you have to say that you can't cook? So here go a recipe, like on the download. That sounds like some download stuff. Auntie, you can't cook, but
I just know I can cook. So and I never even like looked like I knew how to cook. So he threw up. He food for it. So look, help me out. You know.
I know that's
I want us to go to a really quick break, and then we're going to come back and talk just a little bit more about the Black Prick because I think that's important, and I still have a couple questions about that. So let's go for a quick commercial break and come back.
Okay.
Rock Truth got merch, y'all. Who is your true north? Who holds you down so you'll always know where you are? God, the original true north, the original point of reference. Check out our clothing line, True North, at rocktruth2.com for your kingdom culture needs. Everything from tees to sweats, men's, women's, and kids' sizes. Inez Essentials Whipped Body Butter has a wide assortment of 8-ounce body butter made with unrefined shea and mango butter, infused with vitamin E oil, coconut oil, sweet almond oil, natural mica powder, and fragrant essential oils. It is designed to heal and moisturize dry skin, and it is perfect for the whole family. Our whipped shea butter is handcrafted with a blend of natural and organic ingredients. The unicorn body butter can be customized to the scent of your choice. If a scent is not chosen, no scent will be added. Have you been searching for a custom home decor and crafts? Check out Delicious Designs. For more information, simply search Della Williamson on Facebook. Are you in need of advertisement or marketing tools? Branded in his image prints, logos, flyers. Contact us today. Rock True Prints is ready to serve your printing and designing needs. We offer a full array of marketing tools, logos, flyers, business cards, video ads, and website designs. If you need our services for prints, we got you there too. Contact us at rocktruthradio@gmail.com for more information.
Rock Truth.
All right, and we are
back. We got merch, y'all. That kills me every time. Every time.
I want to buy more shea butter from her.
Every time.
So I did want to kind of go back to the Black Print because I think it's very important. I think that's an essential piece to your organization at this point because I think people are always looking to get tidbits of information. Do you see maybe the topics changing, or do you see them being consistent, or is that something that you might change, as you go through various months, or is this going to be the way it will be?
So the first two articles I was just looking at is like trial runs. What do people want to talk about? What do people want to know? And then find people that are experts in it and have them talk about it. Especially since I'm trying to not only network but provide those same people the opportunity to grow their business or whatever they're attempting to do as it relates to what they're contributing. So the topics I may just add on to them, like the ones that I have now are like the concrete. We got to talk about these things, but I'm always looking to build and add on too, because ultimately this newsletter, I wanted to do a newspaper. So the newsletter, I guess, was the first step, and then even ultimately, I wanted to add a visual piece to the newsletter because people sometimes don't like to read, so being able to start to raise money to become have a visual for the Black print is also something I'm looking to do.
Okay. So I wanted to give you a chance to do a final information about Black. I know I asked you if you would do two truths and a lie about your organizations or about you. I don't know if you still had that or if we talked about it or not, or if you still can do that.
I think I could do that. I think.
Okay.
So what you want, the two truths and a lie?
Yep.
All right, so I'll do it about myself. So first thing is I can sing. The second thing is I was born in Gary, and I graduated from HBCU.
Can you just hum for me for a second?
What?
Well, this is me humming. This is me
I
humming.
think the lie is the singing one.
I don't look like I know how to sing, or I don't sound like I know how to sing.
Your voice sound like you
I
can sing a
mean,
little bit. I just need you to hum.
you said you
I'm not
can't cook.
gonna answer because I know the answer.
Okay, I feel like it's the last one.
You think it might be the last one too, though. I don't know. You know what?
Now you
I'm gonna
probably
go with
can't.
the singing one.
Yeah, you go with
I'm
that.
gonna go with the singing one.
The
If that's
singing
the
one is the
lie.
lie.
Yeah.
For real?
I don't think that's the lie.
Yes.
That's your final answer?
No, because you look like a singer, so I choose.
No, he don't.
He
He don't
do. He
look
look
like a
like he could
singer.
sing.
So it is true. I did in fact go to HBCU. Shout out to Central State University.
Ah, I knew it.
Marauder Grand. Shout out to Central State and any other HBCU graduates. Tougaloo, Jackson State, Tennessee State, all the other ones as well. I was in fact born in Gary.
I
I
knew
think
he
that
couldn't
was
sing.
forgiven. And although I cannot sing, I can't sing. I was in the choir in high school. My choir
I
teacher,
knew it.
You see?
Ishman, I had a couple solos at a show one time. I had to sing in front of the whole school, so I did it for an A. So although I can't sing, I was in the choir. So
Hey, but you being in the choir means that you can sing.
I
No,
can't.
it
I
doesn't.
promise.
No, it doesn't.
I
Nigel,
promise you,
stop
I can't
it.
sing.
He could sing.
Well, I want to thank you for sharing information with us and being an advocate for youth in the community and doing what you do every day on a daily basis. And I wanted you to give us a chance to tell us how we can contact you and how we can, how youth can get involved with working with you and what's the
Yes,
best way to reach out.
because you
So
said
again,
what
I'm
about
always looking to network and build.
that committee
So I'm always
thingy?
looking to get
I'm
meet new
sorry.
people, get new ideas and things like that. So personally, you can reach me at Jeremiah King. For the most part, my Facebook Jeremiah King, Instagram is also Jeremiah King, and then the Black pages is for every platform: Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Black.org219, and then for the website is Black.org 219.org. So you can reach out to me through any of those platforms. You can also donate via those platforms. Black.org 219 again, PayPal, and Cash App. So
Very nice website, by the way.
great website. I was struggling for so long until You know, the Coast Inc. came through, you know.
Well, but thank you so much. We appreciate you taking the time to talk with us.
For sure. Thanks for having me. I'm always flattered when somebody want to talk to me. So
Thanks, Jeremiah.
for sure, I
King,
appreciate you guys.
King,
Go
For
donate.
sure.
Yep.
Appreciate
Make
it.
sure you donate. Oh, tomorrow
Black
is
King.
Tuesday. So if you can find it in your heart to do some donations, it doesn't matter your age. You can be young or old. But tomorrow is Giving Tuesday, so it's a big day to give. Today was Cyber Monday, where you spent your money on what you needed or what you wanted.
Right.
So make sure that you spend your money on something that's gonna make an impact and a difference for Giving Tuesday tomorrow. So
The
that's his
newsletter.
website. So definitely go to his website and donate if you can.
The newsletter also will be up tomorrow. And then something that I forgot to mention is the photo of the month. I tapped into a local photographer or artist to find an image around Gary that is relevant to the article or wants to make you think or something like that. So that's all. It'll all be available tomorrow on the website. It'll be the first thing you're able to go to, Black Orb 219. So be on the lookout for that. I'll also be posting it on all the social media platforms. So
Yep.
Wow.
All righty. Thank you so much, Jeremiah.
for sure, appreciate you guys.
Thank you. Amazing. Amazing work.
Y'all
Yeah.
go blessing to get a blessing, all right?
Yeah.
Like I said, tomorrow is definitely Giving Tuesday. Like I say, and if you guys want to donate to Coast Inc. as well, you know, another nonprofit organization who is creating educational equity within the community. So make sure that you donate to your favorite nonprofit tomorrow. It's very important to make sure that you're giving to somebody and sewing into someone who is doing well for the community.
All
So,
right.
girl,
I think I'm
it's
gonna
just
do
us
that.
again.
Yeah.
So let's
I
have a
like
little
him.
conversation.
I like that. I didn't even know anything about that youth committee
Youth Council.
organ the council.
Yes.
I
So the youth council actually just started back. So I can tell you right now, the youth council had been gone for many years. I can't remember. It might have been when I was in high school, that it was really booming and really making an impact on the community. So the youth council is going to allow students from all schools in the city of Gary to apply to be a part of this program. And so within this program, you'll be able to meet with some of the local councilwomen and councilmen in the city of Gary, be able to go and visit some of these areas, as well as get enriched in what it means for politics, as well as having more information around college and career. So it's going to be a really great opportunity.
yeah.
I know it's limited. So again, I
Right.
think it's more than 8 to 10 students that's going to be selected out of
wow.
all the schools. But it'll be something that's new and improved, and it'll be great. So stay on the lookout for it and all of that good stuff, and make sure that you try to be a part of that organization or that event.
I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
check out mental stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because what grade are you guys?
I'm a senior.
I'm a senior in college. I'm in college.
Hey, we finna graduate.
What college are you at?
I go to Ivy Tech.
Okay.
Ready to just, my goal is to become a mortician and just, but the ultimate goal is just to be, financially free and get all, just create generational wealth for my family. But so with that, like people that are me, like not in Gary schools and like are old now, can I like volunteer to like help with kids, like the kids that are in that type, like, or how would I fit in?
Let me ask Councilwoman Atkins, because she's the one who's been spearheading it for the most part, and I'll find out how we can try to include you in as some type of volunteer or being able to participate in that. But it's mainly for juniors and seniors in high school.
Yeah.
So you could definitely apply. Yes.
Because Nigel attends a Maryville school. It's not a Gary school. So
but if you live in Gary? If you live in Geary,
all
you
that.
participate. It doesn't. You don't have to be at a Geary school. You have to be a Geary resident.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And then you'll be able to participate. So definitely look into it. Have you guys done your FAFSA?
You know what? I was just
The
about to do it
FAFSA?
as soon
You
as
said,
we
"Oh,
got off of
did you say
here.
oh? Did you say oh?"
Naija needs to get on it because she had like this between today and tomorrow. She got deadlines for like applying to schools, and I told her we needed to get on it. But I was finna do mine. It
FAFSA
opened
opened
in
up.
October. Yes, and they've been telling me I've been meaning to do it, but I said as soon as I get off of here, I'm gonna do my. It don't take me no time. You know, I've been doing this for years. It don't take me nothing. I did
Okay.
FAFSA, but Naija,
You know what? You need to go and check out the Black print because I also actually put an article. The article that I did this month is about FAFSA completion, do's and don'ts about FAFSA. So you both can take a look at it. Definitely, you need to take a look at it because you are behind.
she
Okay,
is behind.
2 months behind.
I mean,
So
I'm
that's
behind
what we'll
too,
keep
but
talking about. Making sure that the FAFSA, that's one of the. You're not going
it
to school
is.
without the FAFSA. You are not going to
This
school
is
without the
where it's
FAFSA.
at, man. This is where it's at. They've been paying me all 4 years.
Yes. So we will continue to talk about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to you when we get off of here too.
Yes. And I can give you some checklists and some stuff like that. But like I say, definitely shout out again to the Black print. They have that information in there for current seniors and for anybody who needs that support because that's also something that can be utilized again for different age brackets because it's also for people who are adults who may have never filled out the FAFSA, went to school. You have to fill out the FAFSA for any type of money that you can get.
Yeah.
But you are now on my list now. Be checking in all the time.
Good.
And speaking of you talked earlier about some emotional things you had going on. So I want you to share what's going on so we can talk about it.
I don't know what be going on. I just be sitting. I get to thinking. Well, really, I just think. I don't even know what I be thinking about. It's just random thoughts in my head. And then I just start crying. I don't know why I be crying sometimes, though. It's just sad.
So I would say right now, that's probably normal because we are in the midst of a pandemic, which means that you are at home more. There's less that you can do. Your mind is going and thinking 24/7. I would say even an adult, kids, everybody is going through things that are emotionally because we are all stuck in the house. You know, you're doing school online. We're all going through uncharted territories. So you start thinking about things you wouldn't normally think about because you didn't have the time to think about it. You know, so I can tell you right now, everybody's probably been crying and breaking down here and there. So what is it that has made you feel this way? Is it certain things that break it down and make you want to cry, or is it just you just feel like crying?
It's kind of both. Sometimes I just cry to cry. Then other times I cry because I feel sad. I don't know. It just be my emotions that be triggering everything.
Sad because you miss school. Sad because you miss being around people.
Oh,
you
no.
don't miss Yeah.
It's not that I miss school or I miss people. I mean, I could be by myself. I'm usually by myself anyway. So, I mean, maybe it's because I'm always by myself. I don't know. But I just be sad. I feel like I need to stop. But I don't know how.
I know I get sad. I get sad sometimes just because I'm tired of being in the house. I want to break down when I have to e-learn my kids.
Yeah.
I have a 5-year-old and a 7-year-old that is in kindergarten and first grade. So any women who are or men who are e-learning their kids, I feel your pain. I want to cry sometimes. I break down and I just walk away sometimes and I have to just lay down because it's hard. So everybody is going through things emotionally just because of it can start anywhere. You know, like it can start from you want to get out the house and not being able to. It can start from you not being able to do the normal things that you want to do. It could be sports. Maybe somebody's involved in sports. You know, where, I mean, they're still doing sports, but it's not the same. You know, like everybody can't be at the games. Things are happening. So yeah. What about you, Timoyes?
I feel that like I've gotten more emotional type around certain times of the month, but I find myself crying more because I'm grateful and thankful, and just it could be worse than me crying because of like just sadness and stuff. So this year has really opened my eyes to just gratitude and being alive, because me, like, I'm the type of person, I'm really just all about protecting myself and like health. Like when it comes to anybody and their health, like I really feel for them because it's just something that's top priority for me. So I just cry sometimes and just think about how God just keeps on making a way and just keeps delivering me, because it could just be so much worse. It has been. So I'm just really thankful and grateful. So that's probably what you'll see me shedding a tear about sometimes, or when I'm in one of those moods. It'll just be because I'm just happy. And then especially if I'm just surrounded by all my loved ones and I see you guys talking and breathing and living, it's just something, a little pinch in me. It just brings out my little simp side. And
So they
yeah,
call.
I mean, you definitely got to be thankful right now. There's lots of things happening
yeah,
within this pandemic that is
yeah,
allowing us to be happy just to breathe and to not, have any family members who are, going through COVID or having to go through, or if you had a family member who actually got through COVID-19, that's all something to be thankful for.
yes.
Um, so what about school? Like with the way school is right now, how are y'all dealing with that?
I
Like
mean, it's really
by
the same
not
for
being
me.
able to be in school and the whole change to e-learning, like what is your take on that?
I think it's more for the high school students, because in college you already be doing stuff online, so it really wasn't anything drastically changed. But for them, it's like college, I guess. That's what I look at it like. So what
I,
y'all think?
I feel like it drastically changed for people going off to college too, because maybe because you went to Ivy Tech, so they don't have housing.
Yeah,
So when you think about going off to a campus, I know I had a lot of students who graduated 2020 who were nervous about going off to school just because now you're in a dorm. There's a lot of restrictions. Um, it's a whole lot of restrictions in terms of being on a college campus and what you can do and how you move about the campus because of COVID-19.
yeah,
I mean, schedules have changed. Like I know my niece and nephew are at IU right now, and they're on break. So their break is now from November all the way until January,
January. Yeah,
which is not the normal.
right.
So I just wonder what
Oh,
everybody feels like. I mean, with high school too, because that's a completely different change. What's the biggest thing you've seen in
Man,
high school?
high school. It sucks now. I'm telling sucks now, man. Being on this computer is not it. I mean, I miss being with my friends, really. I ain't even got that many friends, but the friends that I do have or have, we be chilling at school. Sometimes we might even not go to class, but now we can't even do that for real. So it's kind of hard, but at the same time, it'll get better.
You said
yeah.
That's
I
all I
hope
could.
so.
you get tired. You get tired of looking at the teachers just talk the whole time.
Man,
I'm sure that it's rough for the teachers. So I'm gonna
it
have to
be
shout. I'm gonna have to shout the teachers out for doing. They doing a lot too. I know a lot of students come for the teachers
Yeah,
because they're like they giving too much work or they doing this, they doing that. But they doing a lot. To move to another platform and have to learn how to teach and have to grade y'all work in a whole nother atmosphere in a whole nother way. Um, you got to
it,
shout them out.
it really be hard and one teacher who don't know how to work with the computers while y'all in school. Now you gotta have it when y'all out of school. That's even more. That's not not okay. It's
That's
not
the older ones. Oh
yeah,
my goodness.
like
This period is not for the older teachers. This one right here.
yeah, this
This is
one
not for them.
they need a break.
What's some stuff? What's some e-learning stuff that you've seen the differences between the teachers? Like that you like, oh no, like this teacher is better or this teacher is not. Like you like one certain class that's online against another one.
Well, one of my teachers, he'll just like talk to us for like 5 minutes, give us the work, and then we could get out. Like we ain't even got to be on the camera. But most of these teachers, they want to see your face, see what you're doing. Like they want to do too much, and no. Because why do you need to see my face to know that I'm here? I'm here. You hear me.
Because they know the secrets. They know, bro. Do you know how many times I done logged into class online and literally just fell asleep while the teacher just talked? They know the secrets, bro.
But it's like you could fall asleep while on camera. So why can't I just not be on camera and fall asleep? Like you'd rather see me sleep than not see me?
So they could give you a penalty.
Right.
Penalty.
Do you feel like as a senior in high school specifically, do you feel unmotivated for your plans for the future? Like honestly.
Very much so.
Tell her, Naja. Come on.
Since I started, I feel like I've been unmotivated, period. Like don't no teacher, like it was on like one teacher that really like pushed me to do better in school. Don't know my guidance counselor. Shout out to Miss Grace DeWall for being my guidance counselor because she is the most greatest guidance counselor I could have. She pushes me. But the rest of my teachers, they don't really like to push me like this. So I don't be trying. Like if you ain't gonna try, I'm not gonna try. That's how it be.
So you feel like they just email you and that's it, like, but the counselor has been helping, so that's good. So that means she'll probably be mad if you haven't done that fast for them, huh?
Yeah, she'll be mad.
She really would be.
Heck yeah. Because you probably told her you already did it.
Did you tell her that? Did you tell her you already did it?
Talk to her yet.
Yo, because she probably been trying to get in contact with her too. It's gonna be a new semester. Exactly. Not just tripping.
Y'all need to find ways. What's the ways that you're actually communicating with like your counselors to talk about like specifically life after high school? Like, are you having these conversations and how are you having those conversations if you can't actually go into the school?
Yeah, we had a conversation. Sometimes I can go to the school if they let me. And if not, like she'll like send me a Google Meet information so where we could like meet on Google, whatever. And we'll talk there.
Okay.
We've been having some good conversations.
So what else do you need to get more motivated? Because I've heard that in just the role that I'm in, working with other seniors who are in high school, the motivation level has gone down. I can say that in terms of even people who are at the top of the class, the middle of the class, it doesn't matter. All of it I'm seeing is going down. Like what supports are needed, or what do you think is necessary to kind of help that?
I feel like if the teacher ain't happy to do their job, then like the student is not going to be happy to learn either. Like you got to come to work and act like you want to work. You can't come to work and not want to work and then expect your student to just do what you say do or like do this or do that. I mean, in my opinion, it don't work like that for me because like if you come do your job, then why am I finna sit here and look at you while you mopey and blah and just trying to teach me but ain't really teaching me because you don't even want to be here yourself. So
speak it, girl. Very passionate.
Okay. Well, okay. So again, you cannot always channel everybody's emotions and you can't make everybody want to be there, but you have to do for yourself. So the reality is that what my final conversation or thought would be to everybody who the seniors who are watching or anybody who's still trying to go off to school is that even though things are different, the reality of you graduating high school is not going to change.
Yeah.
So you need to be prepared as you're getting ready to graduate for what's going to happen because the pandemic won't last forever.
Hello.
So when the dust settles and everything is clear, where are you going to be?
Where you going to be?
So I know it was hard at the beginning to start trying to think about what am I going to do, or oh, I don't want to go to school, or it's not going to be the same. The reality is you still need a degree. You still need a professional job, whether you're going to go to a career or college. You have to make sure that it doesn't matter what's going on around. You need to get tunnel vision, and start focusing on what's going to matter for you and what do you want. Because there's still people there to support. If it's the people that's at school is not there for you, find a person who is. I'm always willing to help anybody who wants to do anything with college or career. If they can email me or contact me, go to my website and find out. But don't let what's happening right now stop what's going to happen for your future. Because at the end of the day, pandemic is going away. Again, it's going away. So what are you going to do to be successful for your future? So stay strong. Don't give up. Don't start slacking now if you wasn't slacking in the past. And if you was slacking in the past, stop it and get focused.
I wasn't. I mean, I was a little bit, but I'm pulling it together and I'm
pull it together.
Strong.
I don't care if you had to make a New Year's resolution, pull it together because the end of the year will be here very quickly.
Yeah, 30 days.
Yeah, it'll be here, and then the end of the school year will be here, and you'll turn around and say, now what am I going to do? It'll be too late. So let's get going and get focused. Okay? That's my final thought.
All right, we lit, we laugh, we true. Be you. Rock true.
That ain't it. That's how you
I didn't know how we wanted to do it, y'all.
With some more excitement. Let's do it again. Do it again with some more excitement. Come on now.
All right, y'all. We lit, we laugh, we true. Be you. Rock true. Every day.
Yeah, all right, y'all. Have a good night.